There's even weight distribution for more comfortable sleep. And if you're feeling hot this summer, sleep experts recommend keeping your bedroom temperature at 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit for comfortable sleep. You can use your air conditioner or fan with your temperature balancing Sleep Number smart bed and bedding to help both of you keep cool and sleep just right. And do you and your partner disagree on comfort? That's pretty normal because 8 out of 10 couples prefer a different mattress firmness than their partner. But don't worry, because Sleep Number smart beds let you choose your ideal firmness on each side of the bed, and they automatically respond to your individual movements throughout the night to keep you both sleeping comfortably. My sleep number is 35 and my wife's is 40. But that's not a problem because each side of the Sleep Number smart bed can be personalized for our own individual preferences. And let me mention one other benefit of getting quality sleep, which is mental well-being. As a language learner, getting quality sleep is essential for my mental focus, so I need to get a good night's sleep. I'm sure you agree with me that sleeping well allows you to focus better when you're doing your language learning, and a Sleep Number smart bed can help you get that quality sleep. Sleep next level and unlock your unique potential with a smart bed that can perform as well as you. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, where all beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus special financing for a limited time. Only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com. See store for details. So, the US does not have any vacation days that companies are forced to give their employees. That doesn't mean that employees don't have PTO. This just means that companies don't have to give their employees any paid vacation days. However, most companies actually do this. Most companies give their employees paid time off. And so even though we don't have a law about this, it's still something that occurs naturally because obviously employees want vacation days and employers want to keep their employees happy or attract new employees or better employees, and they need to compete with other companies to get employees. So, of course, most companies give paid vacation days, even though they don't have to. And from what I read, the average American worker has about 10 days of paid vacation per year. Some people have more, some people have less, but on average, they have maybe 2 work weeks, maybe 2 5-day work weeks off per year. But that's not something that employees are forced to give. This is something that employees negotiate with their employers, and they figure this out privately on their own. So that's how it works in the US. And if you're independent, if you don't have an employer, you of course have 0 paid vacation days. So, for example, I'm independent. I don't have an employer. So that means I have 0 days of paid time off, and I can't negotiate with anyone for that because I'm my own employer, of course. And that's also the case because nobody can cover you, right? If I had another partner, let's say, then maybe they could cover my work when I leave, but I'm completely independent. I don't have anyone working with me or for me. So obviously I don't have that. So then what do I do? Well, nowadays I don't travel for pleasure that much. I often have to travel for other reasons, but not necessarily because I planned a trip for me and my family and we're gonna go have fun. We do that sometimes, but not as much as many other people, probably. So I don't travel as much for pleasure nowadays. And when I do, I usually work extra before I travel. So I work harder and get more work done in the weeks before I take my trip. And then I can just not do anything when I'm traveling. So sometimes I do that. And sometimes I work while I'm traveling. That's very common for me. So I usually do one of those two things. I usually either work extra before or I work while I'm traveling. But don't feel bad for me. I chose this, right? I chose this type of career, this type of lifestyle. So I'm not complaining to anyone about this. So let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of having a lot of paid vacation. So of course, the pros, the advantages, have to do with the workers. So workers are happy if they have a lot of vacation time. So people can take many vacations throughout the year. They can travel to different places, or they can just relax at home and kind of just rest after having worked for many weeks. And of course, people can maybe spread out their vacation time throughout the year. So they might take some of their vacation time at the beginning of the year, some in the middle, some at the end, and they can give themselves little breaks throughout the year. I know a lot of people who do that. And this is good for the tourist industry in different countries, I assume, because there are always tourists coming to visit these different locations because people have more vacation time. And overall, a lot of people, probably most people, like the fact that in their job, there is a lot of vacation time, a lot of PTO. However, there are some cons as well. And most of these disadvantages are related to the employer. Okay. So, for example, it is hard for employers to pay for so much vacation time. As you can imagine, it becomes very expensive when you have a lot of employees and you have to pay for each employee to have a lot of days off, and they don't produce or work during those days. And so you don't make money during those days. So that's very expensive for employers. And so it creates some barriers of entry for new entrepreneurs. When I say the word barrier and when I use the phrase barrier of entry, I'm saying that there's an obstacle or something that is prohibiting someone from doing something or going somewhere. So in this case, there are some obstacles that prevent new entrepreneurs from starting or from hiring people. So if they hire people, if they want to take on employees, they have to factor in this cost.